Let's explore another selection method. To do this, double-click on the layer to open it. Now, choose the Eraser tool. The Eraser tool lets you brush in and edit. Paint over the area that you don't want. You can use the Brushes panel to adjust the size. What you want to pay attention to as you drag through is that the object doesn't appear so that the strokes are big enough. If you want to add multiple strokes, you can look at the paint effect here to see them. I always suggest going to the very first frame before painting. There we go. Then you can drag through and see if there's any areas like there where it's sneaking. So I'll make that a little bigger. Looks good. And I feel like we've really gotten it. So now I can go up here to the Content Aware Fill panel. Let's bump up the expansion just a little bit more for better blending. And we'll go with the Object method to remove these two signs. When I click Generate Fill Layer, it's going to analyze the footage. Now, there are several factors that affect this, but it's going to really come down to how big of an area are you erasing, and what's the frame rate, as well as the size of the footage. This is still HD footage, so it goes a bit quicker than 4K video. Let's sit back for a moment and let that finish. Once the analysis is complete, it creates new pixels. Now, we can press the spacebar to preview this. Make sure you're in the composition window to view it. In this case, we removed some pretty big objects, but it did create a good blend. If you don't like that, you can always undo. Just select the fill layer and press delete. Instead of the object method, I'm going to try the surface method and click generate. It needs to reanalyze the footage, but will come up with new pixels. It takes a little bit of time, so let it finish. And you see the pixels are blended for removal. Now my suggestion here is to go a little bit larger when you're doing this. In this case, I'd have gotten better results if I blended down here a little bit more. So you can always tweak that. Feel free to keep practicing with the erase method. I do find it works, but I generally prefer RotoBrush or the trackable masks, as they tend to do a better job in a lot of cases where there's movement in the scene.